Good morning, America. Deadly storm Ernesto blamed for at least 2 rip current deaths in the U.S. 10 million Americans on the East Coast under alerts this morning, with areas deemed too dangerous to swim, as the cleanup starts in Bermuda from high winds and flooding.
Pennsylvania push. Vice President Kamala Harris and Tim Walz starting their bus tour as Donald Trump vies for votes overnight in the same critical battleground. The start of the Democratic National Convention just hours away. Will it give Harris a momentum boost? Political analysis on the way, plus the results of a new poll showing who may have an edge.
Breaking overnight, Ferris wheel fire. More than 24 people hurt when these gondolas go up in flames.
Consumer alert. A recall for 160,000 pounds of Purdue frozen chicken products. The items that may be in your freezer right now.
Screen time concerns as kids head back to school, strategies for managing your children's viewing habits, and how your own screen time may be affecting your family. Dr. Sutton breaks it down.
End of summer getaway, the airfare deals that could have you booking a last-minute ticket to travel.
And going retro, from digital cameras to cassette tapes. The younger generation's going wild and crazy for old technology.
I got these 2 pretty affordable digital cameras on eBay.
The old school items getting new attention.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Cassette tapes weren't that long ago, were they?
It makes me feel really old to hear that everyone is oohing and eyeing over our cassette tapes.
It really does. Good morning, America. So good to be with you, and great to have Mary Bruce and Will Reeve back at the desk here. We've got a lot to cover this morning, including the Democratic National Convention getting underway tomorrow in Chicago. We're going to take you there live for the latest on security preparations and the speakers that are lined up this week.
Also ahead, a possible deal is possible tomorrow in the corruption case against former Congressman George Santos. What we know this morning about the case against the Republican who was expelled from Congress last December.
But we begin with the team coverage of Ernesto. The storm still churning its way north through the Atlantic this morning after knocking out power for tens of thousands of people in Bermuda and causing deadly rip currents here in the United States. ABC's Morgan Norwood is in Bermuda, where she joins us live. Morgan, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Will. Yes, Ernesto has moved out, but it left behind a big cleanup here. Strong, powerful tropical storm force winds continuing overnight, strong enough to rip these wooden fences to shreds. You can see it brought down trees, debris just littering the streets. And you hear those security alarms. Well, power is still out for so many people, and that's what happens when it trips up these systems here. We know that flash flooding was a major concern as well. Thankfully, those floodwaters are starting to recede, but you can see still a little bit of ponding on the roads. But I want to go back to the electricity situation. More than 15,000 customers still in the dark, but that is a big improvement from yesterday when more than 26,000, 70% of the island was without power. We know that crews are back out on the roads today, putting those bucket trucks in the air now that those tropical storm force winds have died down. The good news, Bermuda escaping any major damage. So that means the airport's transportation systems, the shelter in place order has been lifted. So all of those tourists who were stuck to ride this storm out here on the island can finally return home. Mary?
Some good news there. I'm sure they are grateful for that, Morgan. Thank you. Ernesto's massive size also aggravating rip current dangers up and down the East Coast this morning. Some areas are closing beaches because of it. ABC's Rena Roy is at Rockaway Beach in Queens, New York with more. Rena, good morning.
Hey, Mary, good morning to you. That's right. We are seeing the effects of Ernesto firsthand here this morning. And you can see just how choppy the water is out there. And authorities, they are taking no chances, banning swimming here today. And other beaches in the area, they're also following suit, even though Ernesto is hundreds of miles away, because rip currents are still a hazard, even that far from the center of a storm. In fact, the entire Atlantic coast from Florida to Maine is under a high-risk rip current alert. In the south, South Carolina on Hilton Head Island, unfortunately, things taking a tragic turn Friday. 2 men dead after they were caught in strong rip currents. And further north in the Outer Banks, at least 1 home collapsing right into the Atlantic Ocean. And officials are warning even more homes could be at risk as we watch Ernesto move through over the next couple of days. Gio.
Unbelievable to see that home. All right, Rena, thank you so much. Let's get the latest now on Ernesto's track and timing from Samara Theodore. Good morning, Samara. We've been dealing with Ernesto for a long time now.
That's right, Gio. And just 24 hours ago, we were talking about how Ernesto was hitting Bermuda. Now it's more than 200 miles away, on the move, about 85-mile-per-hour wind gusts. While it's still a tropical storm, it might actually re-strengthen to Cat 1 status before diminishing in strength Monday evening, passing Newfoundland. Now, take a look at the East Coast, from Maine down to Florida, lit up in red. That's because we have a high risk for rip currents. Their waves could reach 8 feet. You saw what Reno was dealing with there at Rockaway Beach, and this could be a persistent issue at least through Monday. We're also keeping a close eye on the Pacific. Hawaii, good morning. I'm talking to you. Over the next 7 days, we're watching for 2 disturbances by the end of the week into next weekend. We are going to keep a close eye on the state of Hawaii. Will?
All right, storms brewing in both oceans on both coasts. Samara, thank you for that. We're going to move to politics now as the presidential candidates focus their energies on Pennsylvania, seen as a key state to winning the White House in November. And ABC White House correspondent MaryAlice Parks joins us with the latest. MaryAlice, good morning.
Yeah, well, good morning. Both Democrats and Republicans really zeroing in on the economy this week, trading attacks over who has the best economic proposals. Today, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz will be in Western Pennsylvania on a new bus tour before heading to Chicago. This morning, all eyes on Pennsylvania, where Vice President Kamala Harris is set to debut a new campaign bus on the eve of the Democratic National Convention. Former President Donald Trump also spending the weekend in the key battleground state.
I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again.
Offering few specifics on what he would try to do to bring down costs, but upping his attacks on Harris's economic proposals.
She went full communist.
Harris this week blamed corporations for price gouging and promised penalties for them to try to drive down grocery costs, as well as new funding to work on the housing crisis. Republicans pouncing, saying government spending has led to inflation. As a pitch to bring back jobs, Trump pushing for tariffs on products coming from overseas.
I want to cut taxes on Americans while putting tariffs on China and foreign countries to bring our jobs back home to Pennsylvania.
Trump spending much of his remarks commenting on Harris's looks.
They said, no, her biggest advantage is that she's a beautiful woman. I'm going, huh. I never thought of that. I'm better looking than she is.
Some of his supporters saying he should lay off the personal attacks.
Let's talk about, the facts of what's going on in the country, the issues. He does need to ease up on that a little bit.
Harris's spokesperson in a statement writing, he resorts to lies, name-calling, and confused rants. The more Americans hear Trump speak, the clearer the choice is this November. Her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, campaigning in Nebraska, where he was born and raised.
I graduated from a town of 400 named Butte. I wouldn't trade growing up in that town for anything in the world. Spent my summers working on the farms.
Now, President Biden and the First Lady will kick off the Democratic Convention on Monday. They will formally turn over the week's events and the party to Vice President Harris. Now, the president's team argued that the president should actually get credit for his confidence in Harris, his quick endorsement of her, that helped Democrats avoid a really messy convention. Will.
All right, MaryAlice Parks for us in Washington. Thank you. And ABC News will host the first presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. It'll take place on September 10th in Philadelphia's National Constitution Center, beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern. Our own David Muir and Linsey Davis are the moderators, and it's live on ABC and streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. Mary?
What a critical moment that will be to Chicago now ahead of the Democratic Convention. They're starting tomorrow. ABC's Jay O'Brien joins us with more on the preparations and the big week ahead. Hey, Jay, good morning.
Good morning, Mary. More than 50,000 people are expected to descend on this convention here in Chicago, city officials say. That is on top of the tens of thousands of protesters that are expected to demonstrate on a wide variety of social issues, particularly the war in Gaza. Now, Chicago police have tapped a specially trained contingent of about 2,500 officers to keep the peace during those protests. They've been training for a year. That is on top of the hundreds of state and federal officials that will keep the peace at at the various venues for this convention. Meantime, we're learning more about what tomorrow night, the first night of this convention, will look like. In addition to former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton speaking, we know that President Biden and the First Lady will address the delegates, considered a kind of celebration of President Biden's legacy and a kind of passing the torch on to Vice President Harris. Later in the week, Presidents Clinton and Obama will speak, as well as Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff. Some Democrats tell me they're keeping a close eye on how divisions in the party are addressed at this convention, particularly between President Biden and some of those high-ranking Democrats who called on him just weeks ago to step aside. Gio.
All right, Jay, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and stay on this with ABC News Chief Washington Correspondent and This Week co-anchor Jon Karl joining us now. John, good morning to you. We have that new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll out this morning. So what's the big headline?
It's quite a poll. It shows a continuation of what you've seen out on the trail, which is momentum for Kamala Harris. In this poll, the top line number, Gio, is Harris Walz at 50%, Trump Vance at 45%, a lead slightly outside of the margin of error. A month ago, this race was essentially tied. Now you see a slight lead for Kamala Harris. But if you look a little bit deeper into the poll, you see some real big swings, especially, Gio, among independent voters. Independent voters just a month ago favored Donald Trump. Now they favor Kamala Harris by double digits, 11-point lead among independents.
I mean, John, this is a dramatic shift in this race. What strikes you the most in this poll?
Well, when you look at what we call the attributes, how the voters look at the candidates, if you look at these two questions, this is amazing, Gio. Is the candidate physically fit, good enough physical health to be president? Harris has a 30-point lead over Donald Trump on that question. And a month ago, Donald Trump had a 31-point lead over Joe Biden. And then another question, has the mental sharpness to be president. A month ago, Trump had a 30-point lead. Now Kamala Harris has a 9-point lead over Donald Trump on that. So those are the kinds of swings you just never see in polling. Of course, we have a different race now. It's a different candidate at the top of the ticket for the Democrats. A very different race. And you there are in Chicago for the Democratic National Convention. It starts tomorrow, of course. 4 days in prime time for Harris. I mean, this is a big deal for her. So what do Democrats need to accomplish this week? Well, you know, they had been working, really, if you count the very beginnings of this, for 2 years to prepare for this convention. And they've had to rip up the script. It's basically an entirely new convention that's going to be about Kamala Harris. She has to give the country a sense of who she is and fend off Republican efforts to portray her as a radical, you heard in MaryAlice Parks' piece, as a communist. She needs to go out there and show who she is and what her agenda is for the next 4 years, in contrast to what the Republicans are saying about her. All right, Jon Karl, as always, thank you so much, my friend. And ABC News will cover the Democratic National Convention in Chicago this week, beginning Monday in prime time, streaming on ABC News Live at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then right here on the network at 10 p.m. Monday night. Tune into a special edition of This Week later this morning. Martha Raddatz is at the DNC in Chicago and will speak to Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth and Mayor Brandon Johnson before the convention kicks off on Monday, Mary.
Okay, Gio, overseas now, Ukraine continues its incursion in Russia's Kursk region. Breaking overnight, the Ukrainian Air Force reporting it has destroyed a second bridge in the region. This after another bridge was demolished on Friday. The bridges are critically important for supplying Russian troops. This comes, of course, as there are new worries over the safety at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant following a drone strike nearby. Will.
All right, Mary, staying overseas now, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is arriving in Israel today, while negotiations over a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas appear to be making progress. And ABC's Tom Soufi-Burridge is in Tel Aviv. He has the latest from overnight. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Will. Yeah, there appears to be real momentum in these ceasefire talks. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu now saying his negotiating team expressed, quote, cautious optimism about the possibility of reaching a deal with Hamas. It follows days of talks in Doha, with US officials pushing to conclude a hostage and ceasefire agreement in the coming days. Overnight, protesters out on the streets of Tel Aviv calling for a deal, with Israel saying its negotiators are today heading to Cairo for more talks. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Antony Blinken expected to touch down here in Israel later today. But even while that intense diplomatic push to end the war plays out, Israeli airstrikes continue in Gaza. More than 60 people killed this weekend, including children, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry, with 15 members of one single family killed in an Israeli strike Saturday. And for all the optimism about a potential ceasefire, there's been little public reaction in the past 48 hours from Hamas. US officials saying Hamas's new political leader, Yahya Sinwar, who is the alleged mastermind of the October 7 terror attack, has Hamas's deciding vote. And it can take days for the mediators to even exchange messages with Sinwar because he's hiding out in Gaza. So when it comes to the complex detail, there are still gaps between the two sides. Mary?
Lots to be worked out there, Tom. Thank you. London's historic Somerset House is now open to the public again today after a major fire broke out at the art venue on Saturday. More than 125 firefighters battled the blaze for several hours. The centuries-old building houses priceless works by Monet and Van Gogh. Officials, though, say the artworks were not in the area of the fire and no one was hurt. We are thankful for that. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
And in Germany, more than 24 people were hurt when a fire broke out on a Ferris wheel. Images showing two of the Ferris wheel's gondolas going up in flames. This happened at a festival in Leipzig. Festival organizers say the two gondolas were completely charred, and local media is reporting that 4 police officers were among the injured, and the cause of that fire is under investigation, Gia.
All right, Will, back here at home with former Representative George Santos due in federal court tomorrow, as sources say there's a possible plea deal in the corruption case that drove him from office. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky has more now.
This morning, disgraced ex-Congressman George Santos is preparing for a return to court Monday when sources tell ABC News he's expected to plead guilty. Santos is supposed to stand trial next month, and just last week he reaffirmed his not guilty plea to 23 felony charges, including fraud, identity theft, and misuse of campaign funds.
Now I'm going to have to go and fight to defend myself.
But on Friday, his attorneys and federal prosecutors asked the judge, without explanation, to schedule a hearing where the sources said Santos is expected to change his plea to guilty, though they cautioned he could change his mind.
The clerk will notify the governor of the state of New York of the action of the House.
In December, Santos became the 6th member expelled from the House of Representatives after a tenure steeped in controversy. He admitted lying about his education, his career, and his family background, falsely claiming his grandparents survived the Holocaust. But the criminal charges are about money. Federal prosecutors said he misspent campaign money on designer clothing, charged donor credit cards without authorization, and took pandemic-era unemployment benefits while he was working.
He understands the seriousness of those charges, the fact that he could be facing 20 years in federal prison, and this might be an opportunity for him to avoid jail time or to minimize the amount of time altogether by taking a plea.
It's not clear which of the criminal charges Santos may be pleading guilty to or what the sentence could be, but guys, he is due in federal court here on Long Island Monday afternoon. Guys.
And we shall see a remarkable turn of events there.
Really
Thank you, Aaron.